As I leave Aberdeen, heading to the wonderful Shetland Isles, little did I know I was about to answer one of life's great questions. Can an overweight, middle-aged man in Lycra on a budget road bike catch and photograph a pod of Orca? I think we all know where this one's going. Please like and subscribe, and if you'd watch to the end, it means YouTube will show it to other people. Hope you enjoy this one as much as I did. Morning. So I've just arrived on that, doing a whale and dolphin survey up to Lycra, up to Shetland. So today's a bit of a mixed day, so part of it is trying to keep fit, hence the bike, but also on the hunt for rare birds and orca. So I'm going to be heading south now down to Sunborough Head along the southern peninsula of Shetland, and I'll let you know what I can see. At the moment it's mainly typical Shetland specialties, so black guillemots and Arctic terns, probably the odd bonksy, and quite possibly today red-backed shrike. I'll show you how I'm carrying the gear. It's not particularly orthodox or sensible, but you do what you can. Right, so I'm going to start heading south. See you in a bit. One of the issues of looking for orca on Shetland is there's not much land and there's a lot of water. And the orca can be very close to shore or a long way out. So the best thing to do is to find a high vantage point and have a look. So one of the great things about cycling in Shetland is you do get to take lots of breaks. So I'm just looking at a stunning view here. I'm checking the coast for orca. Now I've seen orca before, and if you want to have a look at the video that I'll link here, you'll see an amazing encounter I had with them. But I'm now heading south to Sunborough Head to look for orca, Misso's dolphin, and some really rare birds that have been around in the area recently. Bad thing with cycling on Shetland is Lycra is at the bottom of a bowl, and every direction you leave Lycra is up a whacking great big hill. Although to be fair, the whole of Shetland seems to be a bit of a cycling roller coaster. It's up and down the whole time. Oh yeah, and B-roll. So the B-roll for this video will mainly come from a very different day. So if it suddenly gets very sunny and then grey again, it's because I'm slightly cheating. I better get going. The orca on Shetland use a wide range of habitats. Here they're mainly looking for seals, and often they do this by hunting in these, what are known locally as geos, these little pockets between the rocks. But they can also be out in deep water, so you really have to look everywhere. Not an easy thing to do whilst you're also trying to cycle. Right, so trying to make decisions today where to go. One of the options was Nos. I decided against going to Nos. I decided to go down to Sunborough. 3 orca had just been seen between Bressay and Nos. Oh, what do I do? Help! Now they're seen going south, and I'm south of there, so do I find somewhere and wait? Oh, sugar lumps. Oh, what do I do? Still, if you're going to be in a bad mood, try and decide what to do right with indecision. This isn't a bad place to do it. And so I decided to carry on to Sunborough. This is probably the best known spot for looking for orca in the whole of Shetland, and in fact probably the best place in Britain to look for orca reliably. I decided to have a look around and spotted something a bit smaller. This is the local Shetland subspecies of wren, which can often be seen hanging around the walls, and this was a cutie on a gate. Right, so this is Sombre Head behind me. That's Scatness, which is a really good place for watching birds. So on the bike, I've got a bit of an issue, which is how to carry stuff. And I've had to do a bit of desperate measures here, so I wanted to bring my big camera. I also wanted to bring my big lens, but I couldn't. So I went for my number 2 lens, which is in here. 100-400. The sun visor taken off, the lens collar taken off. And because this was a bit of a surprise trip, I've had to store the L6 in a plastic bag to stop any contamination. So I'll quickly put those two together. My drone's in the backpack in case I do run into Orca. I've got spare clothes, bike kit, drone battery in here, and plenty of food and drink. So I've had to use this bag to carry the camera. But the thing is, here there's a chance of Orca, but there's almost certainly a good chance of other photographs. So I'm going to leave the bike and have a walk around. So I spent a bit of time photographing the local puffins. These are best seen in the evening, but I was there midday. But I did manage a few decent photos. I cycled back down and decided to have a look at this life-size replica orca. I also, possibly, quickly got changed, although maybe not. This is what we want to see, an orca at Sombre Head. And unfortunately, they've been here a lot recently. I say unfortunately because I haven't been here when they have. Hopefully we may see one today. So this is a female. You can tell by the relatively small dorsal fin. If it was male, the dorsal fin had been my height. There's 2 main pods here, the S27 and the S65s. The S27s are the ones on the video here. But I've only got 2.5 hours of my time on Shetland left, so I better get going. So I'm overlooking the Isle of Musa, which is over there. Famous for the brock and the stone petrels, which I really need to see one day. Behind me is Gubberwick, I think, and over here, there, that's Nos, that's Bresse. That's where the orca was seen earlier today. I keep checking the Facebook group, nothing seen since other than a minke whale which was seen from here earlier on. Rather frustrating, but that's wildlife. You can search for it and then it turns up while you're demonstrating how to cook mussels. So again, please see my orca video. Right, I'm going to keep heading north. It's been a good bike ride. The southern part of Shetland, in fact most of Shetland, is a bit of a roller coaster. It's up or down all the time. There's very little in the way of flat. And this wind is rather cold and coming from the north. So I'm riding straight into it. But I'm on Shetland, so you don't need to feel sorry for me. I'm going to carry on. This is a fabulous place. This is where my dad was born. And somewhere that I want to say I really do like, although would I survive a winter? I'm not sure. Although talking about survival of winter, from what I understand it's now been twinned with midsummer in terms of the violent crime here, which amuses me because the first time I was here there was a message on the radio. Will Jimmy McPherson please return to the school because he's left his coat? Or another time when there was a message, anybody who would like to go to the McTavishes, they have an excess of cauliflower, so please come and help yourself. Which is quite impressive. They must have had a really good greenhouse to be growing cauliflower here. But anyway, I'm waffling. I better continue riding.
How very Shetland. So I headed back to Lerwick. Lerwick is the capital of the islands, it's the major town. And also it's another good place to look for orca. They are quite regularly seen in this body of water by the harbour. But I decided to head through the main street and just sort of have a quick look at the shops, grab a bite to eat, and enjoy this little town before heading to the harbour myself.
Alright, that's me back at Lerwick. That's 55 miles on the bike, 2 head back shrike, lots of puffins, although not as many as most years. A few skewer, but they've been hit quite badly, so not so many of them. Some interesting conversations, some characters. I nearly did a quick trip over to Bressay, but I don't really have the time, and I've been up since 4:30 this morning. So yeah, hopefully the payoff will be next when I get back on the ferry and hopefully run into this pod of orca. It's been good from an exercise point of view, beautiful place, hard work, but I felt quite good. Carrying quite a bit of stuff I didn't need, so the drone was never needed, which if I didn't have the drone I wouldn't need the backpack, and I must admit I'm not a big fan of backpacks on bikes. So we'll see if these orca turn up, and head to the ferry. Stunning place in Shetland. Well recommend a visit, and I'll be back again soon. And I hope you enjoyed the footage taken last year in the bright sunshine. See what I see next. I might actually try and photograph some of these terns. There's loads of terns flying around, feeding just behind me. Loads of well known locally as tristes, which are black guillemots, and this is one of the best places anywhere really to photograph them. So I'll have a few images here if I do any good, but I'm going to go and have a look. My phone is nearly dead battery wise, which is a bit worrying because I need it for tonight. So let's go and have a look at Lerwick.
I had a good fun photographing the Arctic terns, which come really close to the harbour walls. The shadows of the harbour walls create a good place for fish, and a nice backdrop for photos with the terns hunting in front of the town's buildings.
So, I don't know if you can hear this. The orca were at Bressay, just near Lerwick, when I was down the south end of the islands. When I got back up to Lerwick, they were then seen at the south, down at Sunborough. Irritating creatures, really annoying. Still never seen one on Shetland.
So as the sun sets, I reflect on the fact that I've still never seen orca in Shetland. I've been going for nearly 20 years and I've still not seen orca in the best place to see them. Oh well, I'm sure I'll see them one day. Please like and subscribe. Check out my video from when I did see orca on the coast at Stonehaven. And if you like all things marine, The Basking Shark's a good film too. Thank you so much for watching.